It was a bright Sunday afternoon. Jill was looking outside of the window in her room. She's a pretty young lady whose parents are very rich and had a good family reputation. They own most of the lands in Western London. Oh, there she saw Jack helping her father to read a newspaper. As Mr. Philip, Jill's father, couldn't read small letters, he was shouting out loud.
And there was another horrible murder in the west end of the town?
What madness is this? Why can't these people talk and solve problems, rather than putting knives on each other's heads?
Jack continues to read the rest of the story in the newspaper.
At an early hour yesterday morning, the neighborhood of Frederick Street was thrown into...
Now, Jack is a fine young handsome man in his late 20s. Though he is from a middle-class family, he is well educated and visits Jill's father frequently to help him in reading.
Jill? Jill, can you come over here for a little, my darling?
Jill comes down and talks to her father, not knowing why. Yes, father. Why?
It's really scary outside. You should be aware of this situation here in London these days. There are rascals everywhere, murderers. Quarrels are seen. You should be careful too.
Meanwhile, the telephone rings inside the house.
Sir, here's a call for you.
Jill is alone with Jack now. She slowly starts to talk with Jack. Is it that bad outside?
Yes, my lady. It is very dangerous.
Jack always dreamed about Jill. She was the prettiest girl in West London. No such beautiful lips were seen anywhere else. No such hair, no such delicacy. The next day morning, Jack was called to Mr. Philip's house, as Mr. Philip has passed away from a heart attack. Jill is crying while sitting on a corner.
Please don't cry, Jill. Please don't cry. Death is inevitable. We all have to go one day.
I know, but I miss him. He was the only family I had. Even my mother left me when I was so small. Now I have nobody. I feel like I'm all alone.
No, don't think like that. I'm here with you. You have me for everything. I'm not going to leave you. You don't have to be alone.
Jill felt she's safe in Jack's hands. She knew this man for long enough to understand that he's a good man who could keep his promises and help her with everything. She sensed the tenderness of Jack's heart. So that's how they became lovers. They fell in love. Few months passed. They were real good lovers. Actually, they were made for each other. Even Jill's relations were okay with their relationship because they didn't want Jill to be alone, and Jack was a perfect match regardless his class. He had the Victorian etiquette that a grown man should have. One night, Jack was writing something in his room. He began to doze off suddenly, so he got up and went to freshen up a little bit. While he was washing his face, oh! He saw someone with a dark look was staring right beside him. He panicked. He looked back in haste, but there was nobody at the back.
Maybe I'm too sleepy.
Then he rushed back to his work again. Then Jack hears a water dripping sound coming from the washroom. So he stands up to go and fix the tap.
I don't think that I'll be able to finish this today. I must go to sleep. Goodness, it's already 12 o'clock.
The very next day, Jack explains to Jill what happened to him yesterday.
What? Nonsense, Jack. No, Jack. Maybe you were hallucinating. Did you take any pills?
No, Jill. I'm positive that nothing I did wrong.
Even though they both were confused by what happened, they agreed to let it go. But even in the next night, Jack was alone in his house and he felt someone is looking at him. Suddenly, a deep voice cracks through, breaking the silence.
You must be wondering if anyone is really here. Yes, I am here.
Who are you? Come out.
You slugger. How dare you step around my little Jill? Did you think that she's alone? That you can deceive her and get all her properties to your hand?
Who are you?
Who are you to ask that? I'm Jill's father, you rascal.
I don't want any of those. I just love her unconditionally. And I'll prove that I do love her no matter what. Why do you want me to stop this thing? Why?
Ha 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 ha. Do you really not know the reason? You don't match to our family. You are from a middle-class poor family, you wretched boy.
Nobody can measure love with wealth. It's a feeling that trespasses all the boundaries that world has made.
I don't believe your nonsense. I'll give you 1 week. Just 1 week. You must stop this or else I will come and kill you. Ha ha ha.
Jack goes to meet Jill to her house on the next day and tell her this is no disease. As soon as he passed the gate, all the doors and windows shut like it's going to stop them from meeting. Jack runs and tries to open the doors, but he gets thrown away. Jill screams out loud as she's scared.
Please let me out! Jack! Where are you? Please help me!
Jill jumps back with terror and hits the oil lamp which was beside her. On spur of moment, the whole room starts to burn.
Oh my God! Help me! The whole house is going to burn! Take me out!
Terrified Jack runs to the doors and tries to go in. Meanwhile, Mr. Phillips starts to feel a burning sensation inside him resulting from the light from the fire. However, Jack, without waiting, ran to the pond, took his coat out and dipped it in water. And then he ran to the house.
Hang on, my darling. Wear this coat. Just a little bit more.
Jack puts the coat around Jill and takes her out. Jack collapses on the ground as soon as they came out because of the oxygen deprivation due to the smoke inside.
Oh, Jack! Dear Lord, save my love! Jack! Jack! Please wake up, my darling! Please!
Mr. Philip shows up once again and silently observes what's happening.
I'm so sorry for everything happened. I just wanted to know if Jack loves you wholeheartedly. That's why I threatened him. And now I know that he's a perfect guy for you. He's the only one who can look after you just like I did.
Jack wakes up slowly.
You saved my little girl. I'm in debt to you. She's all yours now. Please look after her.